we are doing your monthly horoscope for the month of June 2026. Okay. We are gonna continue on to reading for Aquarius. Okay, we're gonna do Aquarius. Hope all the Aquarius babies Aquarius babies are doing well. Okay. Okay. The nonconformist group. All right. It's not that they don't conform, but they have respect for law. They have respect for that, but they question why it's there. So your planet of Saturn moves to Aries, so it's causing a little challenge when it comes to leadership, authorities, initiations, manhood, war, and authority. Okay. And your modern sign or modern planet is on Gemini, so it's same earth sign. Okay, so it is giving you a trine aspect, so it's not much of a challenge, but it is actually but since Uranus is exalted in your sign and Uranus in Mercury is a lower octave of your sign or your planet, it kind of gives this information a little bit more scattered rather than exalted. So it is thinking immaturely, okay, but it's not in its detriment. But Gemini could also be scatterbrained when it's not solidified with Saturn, the co-ruler of Aquarius. Okay. Uranus and Gemini could also be like too much information going on, and not all information are facts. Okay. And you might find it very challenging when it comes to technology, informations that you wish could be more better, or like handling these things, especially with authorities, could be a lot more better, or could be communicated in a more mature way, or like you wish that information could be handled in a much more professional, or not misused, or not just saying all the things that are pointless, or that just makes a lot of noise, or that just overwhelms the mental mind. Okay. It doesn't seem like it's organized in people's mind the way it needs to be. It just seems like a lot of informations are coming in and out of their brain, and There is no compartmentalizing of where this information is. It just seems like all things are flowing all in all direction, okay, and connecting something that has similarities but don't connect, okay. um, Something that balances this is the Neptune and Aries, okay. So your natural ruler of Saturn and Aries is conjunct with Neptune and Aries. So here we get like a spiritual perspective of issues concerning authorities, leadership, ethical leaderships. You get like a very transcendental. It wants to transform Aries into a transcendental state. When Aries is initiation, Aries is the first light, the first zodiac of of the zodiac sign wheel. Okay, so they mean impulse, and this doesn't mean it's bad, but it gives it an unusual twist to Aries. There is definitely something to learn from both sides of initiatives and maybe failures in initiatives, having Saturn being there. This could be failures in initiatives or delays in initiatives, issues and concerning authorities or rulership or and Neptune is a generational planet, and so is Saturn, but Neptune is gonna be here for a while, so this is going to impact like a generation of the society. Okay, so Neptune is here to teach us how to rule with a transcendental love, okay, because Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, and Neptune, it's kind of giving me a it's kind of giving me that like a monk, you know, like how monk disciplines like martial arts with a little spirituality, so not going to a fight without any purpose. So maybe this is finding purpose in fighting, finding purpose and meaning and why they rule from the very beginning, okay, or finding transcendental reasons why they initiate stuff, okay, transcendental spiritual meanings why they initiate things to rule, okay, why they rule from the very beginning, okay. So it's kind of giving me that book of Daniel in the Bible kind of thing, when, you know, God like put his message to Daniel to make it known to man that the kingdom of humanity belongs to God. Okay. So this is a very humbling position to look at things in a much more cosmic and grand way of looking at how we rule, how we initiate things, how we lead, how we lead, how we lead in war, or why do we fight for what we are fighting for, how much we're gonna fight for in the name of love, in the name of God. It's like, what do you stand for? You know, what do you stand for? Okay, and why do you stand by it? All right, and it's also manhood. What is it like to be like at the divine masculine, or like the rule of divine love and masculinity? And all right, let's begin our reading when for let's begin our reading for Aquarius. Okay. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius. Let's see what's going on with Aquarius from the past. In the past, you're dealing with a King of Swords, or this is you communicating effectively, communicating what you want effectively. You feel like you're communicating your thoughts clearly. You don't feel like you're in a fog about anything. Okay. So this was in your past, or this is a person in your life who could be influential in your past. A King of Swords, maybe they are a fellow Aquarius or Gemini or a Libra. Okay, that is here to communicate intellectuals and not much of a sympathetic guy, but he's just here to say what he needs to say, you know. But okay, so let's see what is in your current energy. Two of Cups. So for the month of June 2026, Aquarius, you are going to be partnering up. Okay, Two of Cups. You are going to be partnering up with people. You're going to communicate yourself with a lot of love to people. You wanna partner and create harmony with anybody that you talk to, anybody that you come across with. You want to come together with them and share a nice lunch, a time together, or share dinner, or just having a good time with the people that means something to you. Okay, that means this could be platonic or romantic, or you might feel like you're getting along a lot more with the King of Swords this month. Okay, so maybe you guys will be spending some time with a King of Swords in your life. All right, what could be the obstacle regarding this quality time with with this person? Okay, this the struggle or the obstacle for this for your current energy is the four of cups. Okay, maybe someone doesn't want to spend time. Okay, maybe someone doesn't want to spend time. Maybe someone is more reclusive of their energy. Maybe they want to spend some time alone, sometimes by themselves, and they just want to be by themselves. They're like, no, I'm gonna be here in my own room, my own corner, and I'm gonna spend time with me. Okay. It's like, here, would you like this? And you're like, no, I'm just gonna be here in my room. Maybe I'll like listen to some music, talk to some friends, instead of spending quality time with somebody. Or you could be getting invited to spend a quality time with your person, but maybe you can't, or you're not able to spend quality time with this person, or you are choosing to spend some time on your own. Okay. All right, so let's see what is going to be occurring in the near future for you, Aquarius. Okay, what is Six of Swords. Okay, you might feel like you are needing to move on. You are needing to move on from this partnership or from this person that meant something for you, or maybe like a soulmate, or you are needing to move away, or maybe you guys feel like you guys are drifting apart from each other. Okay. All right. Or like maybe just avoiding any conflicts, avoiding any tensions. Okay. All right, let's see what could you be dealing with this month, Aquarius, or what or who could you be dealing with for the month of June 2026? Okay. Alright, guys. A fortune. Fortune. So maybe you could be winning some money. Okay. Or maybe this is a wheel of fortune. So there might be a turning point in your life where it could be life changing, or maybe someone's getting married, someone is moving into a new location, or something new is occurring in your life, or you're breaking away from an old cycle of life. Okay. Or you could be dealing with a redirection in your life. What else? Ready? You feel ready? You feel ready, okay, for this fortune, whatever this is. Or there's speed. Okay, there is speed. Maybe things are happening fast. Maybe before you feel things lagging too much, and now you feel like things are having momentum again. Okay. Maybe when it comes to being an empress, okay, maybe you feel like you are able to create things again in your life. You are able to create new things in your life, and it is creating momentum, uh, creating what you want, manifesting things, or it's starting to flourish. Okay, and maybe you are dealing with trust. Okay, you are being called to trust. All the stag sounds. Okay. Okay, guys, so you guys are dealing with trust. Okay, someone's trust, or maybe you guys are just needing to trust at this time. Or maybe someone is trusting you with some fortune. Okay? Or you're being required to just trust in the universe. Okay? Okay, let's see. What else could you be dealing with? A local artisan. You could be dealing with a local artisan. Maybe they're an empress and a creator. They can manifest anything. They can create anything they want. Okay. They're very talented, skillful. Oh, there's also a guilty conscience. Okay, maybe you're dealing with someone who has a guilty conscience. Maybe there's a murder. A murderer. Maybe you could be dealing with a murderer. And a prostitute. Maybe a murderer is a prostitute. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. But if you guys haven't watched Capricorn reading, I urge you to watch Capricorn reading. Okay, because this murderer card also popped out in the reading. Okay, so okay, all right. Let's see what does this empress or local artisan? What does this empress has to say to you? They want to say this love scares me. This love scares me. And they are afraid to talk. And they want to say, I am absolutely in love with you. Okay. What about the local artisan? What do they have to say? Love me. Love me. Alright. What about the murderer? Do they have any shame? Oh, get away from them. Time to ground yourself. And they want to say, let me hold you. Say no. Get yourself away from them. What does the has to say to you, or wants to say to you. Oh, they want to say they're open to compromise. I don't know what that means. Okay. All right. Okay, let's do okay. All right, guys. So let's see what are the external forces that could be affecting this situation, your situation, and let's see what is there to consider around you. Okay. Butterflies. I don't know why every time I see this butterfly, it gives me like a messiah card, or like a symbol for me personally. Okay, because it's happiness, devotion, can't stop smiling, or feeling complete. Okay, okay, there could be a feeling of feeling complete. Okay, like feeling full trust in the universe. Okay, what else? Devotion. Okay. External factors. Oh. It's another episode. Another episode of this card. Alright. So this card is highlighting the throat. Okay. So anything that has to deal with the vocal cords, okay, could be playing out. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that, Paul. So it could be highlighting. It could be highlighting maybe things that has to do with the vocal cords. Okay, and maybe someone has a lot of ego, arrogance, or having too much pride, or being stubborn, or holding back. Okay. There's also a feeling of loss. Someone feels lost, or someone feels empty. Someone wants to run away, feeling invisible, or they feel being cut off from the world, feel disconnected. So someone is feeling happiness, while someone is feeling let's see what else. There's also harshness. Okay. There's also there's also harshness. Okay. And you know, maybe they're quick to like cut off people, or like disconnect from people when they like get angry. They're like, oh no, that's it, I will never talk to you ever again. Erratic decisions. Okay, like, or like, I love you, I hate you. I'll never talk to you again. Or like maybe because like there's a lot of like harshness, okay, or extreme behavior, or there's also a mask, or there could be I see this cards a lot when there's like a third party involvement that you don't really see like face to face, okay, so it's like covering your eyes, but you know that they are playing a part in the situation, or they create an influence in how things turns out, okay, and maybe someone is pretending, maybe someone is creating false impression, uh, putting up a front, or false identity of somebody, or pretending to be someone else, or who could play like a two-face, or like or they're not very genuine, okay, or also gamble, okay, maybe someone's taking a risk on some situation, and they're playing poker face, showing feelings, rolling the dice, okay. Everyone to try to hide it carries deep inside, with the spirit by your side, through the dark and through the light. We are living in God's. This is a mixed bag, okay. There is definitely some extremism here, but there's also someone that you know, happiness. Okay, let's see where does the Holy Spirit wants you to focus your energy instead, aside from all these things that is going on around you. Where does the Holy Spirit wants you to focus your trajectory or your soul path to, okay, this month? Ooh, it's like, create that change. Let the bridges burn. It's like you're being called to create a change. So this change is going to come from you, okay? You're being called to create an upheaval, or to create, if it's like, this usually pertains to an old system collapsing, an old belief collapsing, or old belief that is no longer upholding the foundations of reality, okay, or it is not, it's like outdated rules, outdated beliefs, outdated facts, outdated dates, outdated, like you don't wear your diapers anymore when you're a mom, or you don't wear, wait, no, that's what I'm saying, but you don't wear your diapers anymore when you're grown, okay? So it's kind of like you don't wear your training wheels when you already know how to ride a bike, or you don't wear your, what do you call that, or you don't you know, like say you don't really pack your lunch, like you have your, maybe you used to have like a lunch box that was from your childhood, and because of your attachment to it, because it's what you've always known, you keep using it until now that you're a grown adult, okay, and it's the same thing when it comes to systems, and maybe you have a system or something in your house that you keep practicing that should be evolved, like say, or like when you know that you should be um, living with your boyfriend, or like you know that you should already get married and not back at home, or like, or those kind of things that you feel like you know that you're outgrowing, but maybe time itself is not permitting the growth. It's calling for you to break out of that, okay? And have the strength and the discipline, or maybe you're being called to discipline outdated beliefs or outdated systemic things that is only creating more issues when it's not evolving, when it's being too rigid. um like how how engineers build bridges, right? Like they need to be able to create the bridge in a way that withstand any type of extreme situations. That way it could be flexible. Like say if there's a bridge that is not up to par to technologies or the needs of people, like if it's not as flexible, it breaks, right? So maybe because that bridge is it's been formed many years ago, and then now it is the situation or the weather or the climate the climate of the society is calling for things to change, or like the climate is calling for a flexible bridge, okay? And so that it can withstand any any situation that comes, okay? Not just upholding to rules, not just upholding to structures, just because that's what you've always been used to, okay? This could also be habits, okay? Maybe there's habits that you need to outgrow. Okay, so you're being called to create that change, that necessary change in your situation, okay? However you see fit. Okay. Defamed, swindled then framed, defrauded then reversed. The blame, isolated character, assassination, plot and assemble, laid the traps, liquid death, that's an assassination. You did it, you did it, you did it, you did it. You're so valuable. So exactly. Remember that with this wound, you've already set the karma between us. All right. Anyways, let's pull a romantic card or a love card for you for this month before I give you your advice for the month. Okay. What is your love card this month? Ooh. You are being called to forgive, okay, in your romantic relationships. You're being called to forgive. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Let's get one more card. This is a past life relationship, okay? That's why you feel so connected to this person. You have known each other before, okay? Okay. Okay, let's see what kind of advice do we get from the spirit for the month of June 2026 for you, Aquarius. Crystal clear, like immaculate water. Okay, anyway. Never fair. Okay. Never gives without a price. What advice could we get for Aquarius for the month of June 2026? Temporary pleasure. Okay, waxing gibbous moon, a time of expression and adjustment with growing confidence propelling you towards your goals. Okay, so this is expansion, confidence, adjustment, and preparation. A master of mirrors, bathed in counterfeit glow, imitates what's beautiful, corrupts what's pure, distracts you from your purpose. Newman in Scorpio. Dive deep into your emotions and embrace transformative changes, meaning transformation, depth, and rebirth. Dive deep into your emotions and embrace transformative changes. All right, let's see what else. Let's see if you have any spirit animal oracle. Okay, camel. I was just having a dream earlier this morning. You get the camel. There's like the desert. It means enduring. Okay, it means enduring. Okay, let me read you what this is. The camel is prepared for the long journey. Okay, you have deep reserves of strength and resilience to cross this current desert in your life. Okay, I was having a dream where there's an Egyptian palace. It is so huge and expensive, okay? And in my dream, we were building a city of peace. Okay, a city of peace in Egypt. I don't know why. Okay. City of peace. Okay. City of peace. So it's like a completely like a different city. But it's like a palace. It's also very spiritual, but it also functions as its own city. So it's like a temple city, a temple palace city, or a temple palace city, or a spiritual city, maybe. Yeah. Anyways, it's just weird that I said this one in your reading. Okay. All right. Anyways. see if we have any more messages for Aquarius. Any more messages for Aquarius for the month of June? Okay. Beware of hidden truths. Okay. They will soon be revealed. Okay. Hidden truths. Alright. Where we began, or where it trembles. Many walk the earth in longing. Some succeed, some bound to the ground below. Many keep their wings wild yam, meaning flow, feminine strength, and trust. Okay, trust is being repeated here in your reading. Okay, so you're being called to trust. Trust. Maybe you don't. Maybe this is where, because it seems like a shady situation, right? It seems kind of like, what's going on? Or like, why is this issue over here? Or like, trust. Okay, you are being called to trust, even if you feel like you can't trust anyone. Okay. Flow, feminine strength, and trust. You're being called to trust. Where can you soften your resistance and allow life to move through you? So maybe the reason why you're resisting is because you can't trust the situation. Okay, you feel like you don't know what this is, or what this could lead to, and why you're resisting is because like there is an absence of trust of where this is going. Okay, so that's normal. Okay, that's normal to feel resistance because there's lack of trust. Okay, so where can you soften your resistance and allow life to move through you? Allow life to move through you. Let life speak through you. Okay, and what is trying to emerge through you from life? Okay, I just want to wait. Where do you need to trust? Where is it calling for you to trust more? Let's see. Where is it calling for you to trust more? That is so ironic because this is something that you shouldn't trust. Being stringed along, or get pregnant, or being entrapment, or playing with feelings. Maybe you feel like someone is playing with your feelings and maybe they're not. Or maybe, I don't know. Where are you being told to trust? Oh, so I think this is where despite of. So this is maybe you needing to trust in life despite of, okay? So you're being called to trust in life despite of people having to play with feelings or stringing you along to path that is blurry or that is not, or foggy, you know, or doesn't really feel like they don't know either where they're going, or despite of jealousy. Okay, you're being called to trust despite jealousy and rumors that it's spreading, rumors or pettiness or being envious or talking behind the back. Okay, I think this is just trusting life, trusting God, trusting the universe. Okay. Okay. All right, Aquarius, that is all I have for you for June. REPENT, don't use up your chances. You played with mercy, now you face the answers. You will repent, repent. I'm coming your way. Yeah, yeah. It kind of gives me that I feel like you're in a very difficult situation right now, Aquarius. So I feel like making difficult decisions puts you in analysis paralysis. Okay, and so it's not you know, it's not something that you can make a decision overnight, or maybe you're probably not gonna come to a decision in a few months, in a few days, in a few years, who knows, okay, about this situation, okay, or about how you're needing to forgive, okay. You're being called to trust. Maybe something will change in a few days. Anything can change, okay, and just trust in God, okay. All right, Aquarius. I wish you all the best for the month of June 2026. Okay, and I'll thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in my next reading. Okay, I love you. Bye.